So we've just received patch 1.10, and this one is actually not that big in general at all. So compared to the last few we've got, especially 1.09, this patch is minimal, but there are some things that I want to go over for you guys, so let's just jump right into it. We are going to be looking at every single aspect of this patch, and the majority of what you're going to see is PvP updates. So I'm not a huge PvPer myself, but I know that some of you in my community are, so this one is for you. There are some PvE updates, which we're also going to cover, but they are minimal, and they're not nearly as numerous as the PvP updates. I know this goes without saying, but this patch is going to affect every single platform from PlayStation all the way into Steam, so just take note of that. For the PvP updates, there are a few things that you need to know. The first of which is that poise has been updated on all fronts. Attacking has a greater chance to knock back your enemies, and also when you are attacking, your own poise is going to be boosted, and you will also take less damage when doing most actions in PvP. This means a few things. Those attack windows are going to be smaller, and you're going to have better timed attacks. They are going to be upping the skill of PvP, and most likely all of this means that fights are going to take longer, and you are going to have to rely more on skill than luck once you're engaging in PvP. The next is staggering your opponents is going to be way more rewarding because the critical strike window and the angle at which those attacks hit have been extended and broadened, so it's going to be in some ways easier to get those critical strikes off, and because it will be easier to stagger people, the window will be bigger for you to do so. And then finally, the Bloodhound step and quick step have been nerfed, and this nerf is going to decrease the invulnerability window, making it easier for you to get hit in that animation. I know that a lot of people have been living and dying on Bloodhound's Fang, and this patch is going to make it so that the meta has to be shaken up a little bit because those weapons and that ability are not going to be as good as they once were. The next PvP change here is that there's a decrease in damage reduction granted by some skills and incantations and items. And although there are no specifics here, I can only imagine that that's such buffs like Flame Grant Me Strength, Black Flame Protection, a few of the consumables that you can eat, so just count on those doing a little bit less damage reduction for you than they previously did. We now have some general adjustments that FromSoft has given us in this patch as well, and they seem to all surround critical hits. As I said before, I am not a PvPer. If I say anything in this segment that is incorrect, please correct me down in the comments below and we can talk about it. But the first change is there's an increased critical hit damage, which obviously means critical hits are going to be way better. There's a decreased recovery time after a missed critical hit, and there's an increased poise damage to all attacks that occur after missing a critical hit. So it seems like there's an emphasis on critical hits, and missing them, there's just going to be a bigger penalty for that. And now for the PvE general bug fixes and other changes. The first thing they've done is they've adjusted the player damage animation so that the attack direction is not unintentionally shifted when getting hit while attacking with some types of weapons that generate poise. This has never happened to me in the entirety of me playing this game, and I have over 1,000 hours in Elden Ring, so if it's happened to you guys, let me know exactly what they're talking about here down in the comments, because I have never seen this, but apparently it was a big problem and it's being fixed. The next is fixing a bug that prevents some spells and incantation from causing damage while under the effect of some other skills. The biggest example of this is that one time where they put Flame Grant Me Strength and Golden Vow together, but they negated each other, and trying to fix that, they made a whole bunch of other bugs that actually made the game worse. So this is correcting all of that, and now everything should be working as intended from all your spells and incantations. The next thing is they fix a bug that caused the Sacred Order skill to continue after switching weapons. This is very similar to the Jellyfish Shield, when the Jellyfish Shield was allowing you to use the buff and then switch weapons out and maintain that buff. This is the exact same story. Now Sacred Order is going to go away once you switch the weapon that you can use that Ash of War on. And lastly, probably one of the smallest changes is they corrected some of the text in certain languages. This is not a massive change, but I'm sure the people that needed the text in those languages that it needed to be in are pretty happy about this. And guys, that's going to be it for the patch this time around. I know 1.10 is a lot smaller than 1.09 and does not have nearly as many changes as the previous patches, but I think FromSoft is gearing up for Armored Core 6, and they're being real hush-hush about any DLC that's coming our way. So if you have not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and hit that sub button, hit that bell notification so you can know when I'm making more content. I appreciate the heck out of all of you, and until next time, stay safe, enjoy the game, and I'll see you in the next one.